in his typical steady face. And good to see people from all the backgrounds, youngsters like Ali Self and myself, and then working people are expected to join us after the closure of their offices and work and shops. And obviously all roads are reaching towards Iqbal Stadium, Faisalabad, where this is just day one. Ahmad Bhatt back into the attack.
Just punched down the ground. Great bit of fielding too by Shadab. Very smart captaincy. I've been making this point again and again. Just a couple of overs for Hasnain. He bowled 3 in the first, 2 in the previous spell. Ahmad Bhatt has been brought back from the same end. He's using those fast bowlers from this end because he realizes that there is a patch where the ball is misbehaving a little. It is holding up a little from this patch. So he's using those fast bowlers from this end. We saw Zishan bowl from this end, Ahmad, Hasnain. All the fast bowlers are bowling from this end and the spinners from the other. We saw the previous delivery, the last delivery of Osama Mir's over, keeping low. So he realizes what is required on this pitch and he's exactly doing that. So that's great captaincy by Shadab Khan. Because all these youngsters, he doesn't have much experience in the side. So all he has to do is just deal with himself, make decisions. It's good to see Saim Ayub just giving him suggestions. But mostly it's him taking all those decisions.
Yeah, so this is a handshake between the bowlers getting into their rhythms and the batters trying to find their feet on the ground. Ahmad Bhatt is getting back for his 5th over. He started the proceedings from the other end along with Mohammad Hasnain. Then Zishan, just after getting that brilliant wicket of Faizan, has been taken away from the attack. He also was almost getting to that mark when he was hitting the right tunes and was impacting the batsman. But so far it has been quite good for Lake City Panthers.
It's just not happening for the markers at the moment. Most of these batters, Kamran Ghulam and Rizwan, they're stuck. They've just not been able to rotate the strike. Either they've been block, and no hit even. They're just blocking. Hasnain bowled a maiden from this end. Ahmad Bhatt has just given away 1 run. So they'll have to decide when is the time. The 3 batters still to come. Up he goes, one, goes big. Will get a boundary.
Rizwan clearly is the heartthrob of this Faisalabad crowd, which was in anticipation of some such shot. Finally, he made use of that feed, but couldn't ideally reach to the pitch of the ball, but still managed to get those 4 runs.
It was bound to happen, Akhil. They were searching for it. So that's what I was saying. Just getting to the pitch of the ball. It's the length that these bowlers have been brilliant with. So he had to do something different with it. And back to the length. 31 deliveries it took to these 2 batters to get a boundary. 20 overs done, 91 for 2.
Yeah, they were going in 4th gear, 47 runs in the first 10 overs. But since then, it has been a shift of gears. They lost wicket. And in search of the momentum, Kamran Ghulam is their best solution to this problem. Osama to continue. And this is where the partnerships matter. Rizwan has been in and out and seen all the challenges. Kamran Ghulam is also being a regular affair in the domestic cricket, and he knows how to find those scoring opportunities. And a boundary here or there will keep you on track. So with a run rate of better than 4.5 in an over, they can still go bang bang in the final 10 overs or so.
Turn has been an excellent pitch for the bowlers. It has got that turn, and odd ball keeps low too. So bowlers are liking bowling on this. Have a look at that for turn and that area that he turned from. Any bowler would like bowling on this track. Well, if Rizwan has scored 24 ball 9, you can tell it's not an easy pitch to bat on, because he's somebody who's always busy looking for runs, always looking to rotate strike, but it has definitely not been easy for the batters. And it's just the first day of the tournament, Akil. It will be a great learning for other teams. Lions takes on Stallions tomorrow. Babar Azam will be in action. Shaheen Shah Afridi will be in action. So they will be keeping an eye on this game, how pitch behaves. They'll just get an idea.
Once again, great use of feet and out of the park. This is Kamran Ghulam for you. Unleashed his power. Brilliant 6 to end the over.
Skipper Shadab Khan into the attack. 86 games, 108 wickets. That economy of 5.3. Seen plenty of purchase there from Osama Mir. Shadab starts off with a nice loopy delivery. Hint of turn as well.
Cut away, and that single will bring the 100 for UMT Markhor. 100 in the 22nd over. Into his first over, Shadab. First over of spin from the commentary end. Seen Mubassir operating from that far end.
Kamran Ghulam down the track. Solid connection. The pressure was building. Breaks the shackles.
Beats that point fielder. Down to the boundary for 4. This outfield is quick. It's rapid. It was good timing on that. It was a quicker delivery. Gets a boundary, Kamran Ghulam.
The ball will slide on a bit better from this end, from where Shadab is bowling. Upper length is good even covering of grass. This one was wrong line as well. And Kamran indicated it slid on very nicely onto his bat. All he needed to do was to find that gap behind square. Done that to perfection.
64 deliveries for both the 50s for Markhor. Oh, that's a good ball. He's first looking to play that onto the onside. Quickly checking his shot.
Even spread of the 50s through the innings so far. You would think that with the new ball, it probably would have been a better opportunity to score more. But first game, nerves early doors. Two openers really were keen to take a good look in at the pitch. Shadab finishes off with a dot, just a boundary of the over. 22 gone, 105 for 2.
Osama Mir, so spin from both ends. Two leg spinners. When was the last time we actually saw two leg spinners in a one-day game in operation?
Good call, Sikandar. Don't normally see this, but this was the stadium where Osama made his name.
Chance here. No, he beats the fielder for a moment. The one in the deep thought he was in the game.
No justice for the bowlers in this game. Osama thought he'd beaten him in flight. Kamran Ghulam was reaching out to that delivery as he advanced down the pitch. Couldn't get to the pitch. But to his credit, went with the stroke. Mid-on was interested, but it went dead straight. Just to the right of side screen. Barely over the line, but it still counts as 6 from Kamran Ghulam.
Leg by signal by umpire Aleem Dar. Osama has gone for some runs here. Good pitch from what we have seen of it in the 22.5 overs. Yes, it's the first game of the tournament, so the sides playing that opener are just trying to gauge and figure out how the surface is responding. And the teams that are going to play in future will be watching this game, so you'll have a better idea and better scores. But usually in the one-day games, Faisal, we see the sides do get to around 100 if you're playing well in the 18th over or so. They have been a touch careful, as I said, 64 balls each for the 250s. But you almost then get yourself a solid platform if you have wickets in hand, and then you can go after them in the last 10 overs, say 70 odd or more. Good sides get 100 in the last 10 if you have wickets. End of the over, 113 for 2.
Projected score 246 at current rate. Definitely the Markhors will be eyeing something between that 275 and 329. Depends on how good the partnerships work for them.
Oh!
Shadab's googly. Have to wait for the umpire's signal. It has been a real struggle for Rizwan so far. 13 of 33. Has the ability to turn it around, but at the moment, he's really struggling to rotate strike.
Oh, very good ball. Kya baat hai, Shade? Shaba Shade.
It's a great atmosphere inside the ground already. Sun is setting here in Faisalabad. And the crowd is building steadily.
Well done, Shade.
Yeah, he's a good fielder. We know that. He's saved a single for sure.
He's one of the very best that Pakistan has ever had. Shadab, very agile. Couple of decent strides and then the full length dive.
Ah. Well done, Mubi.
This will build some pressure. Good over. You're getting 3 dot balls going in. We saw that in Mubassir's over as well. Forced Fakhr Zaman into a false shot. How does Kamran Ghulam react to this now? He's looking to pierce the gap somewhere through the offside. Yeah, moves back. He surely had a feeling that he's looking for a boundary somewhere. What he did smartly was he moved across and opened the onside for himself.
Picked up the slightly slow leg spinner from Shadab. It wasn't a terribly bad delivery. It wasn't a long hop. See, but short enough, and Kamran, being a short man, low center of gravity, came down hard on it. He had the gap in mind. He needed that boundary. Like Sikandar said, the pressure was building, and he released it.
Yeah, it should be 50 for Kamran Ghulam, his 21st one-day 50 and his 3rd at Faisalabad. He's done well at number 3, the size that he's featured in, and that's the first 50 registered in the tournament as well. That single brings the over to the end, 119 for 2.
Ghulam brought up his 50 in the last over. Crucial partnership though. Work is only half done.
Again, the weight on that back leg and pulls it away for a boundary. Heather didn't have a chance to cut it off.
Repeat of the stroke from the far end though. This time it was shorter and slower. Kamran Ghulam doesn't need a second invitation. Couple of boundaries brings the innings back on track, you feel, using the depth of the crease beautifully, allowing himself all that time to rock back and then find the gap as well.
Oh, he's gone through. Zishan couldn't bend down enough to stop that. Osama doesn't like it. And he's given away 2 runs.
That's the second blot on his card for the day in terms of fielding for Zishan. It's a long way down, all right, but you're expected to do better, young man.
I'll tell you what, he's planted the bat, Kamran Ghulam. Not a brightest of idea to do that. Going upstairs to have a second look. While completing the second run, he comes and plants his bat instead of dragging it into the crease, and that's always not a good idea.
Schoolboy stuff, really. He's gotten himself a 50. If he's found short here, he will be livid, and I'm pretty sure Misbah Haq will also be livid. That is not the right way to do it if any young boys and girls are watching. Not a good piece of cricket all round. Ball's been dropped by the keeper. That followed the misfield from Zishan. Tighten up, boys. Should be the call from Misbah Haq and his staff. Usman is the wicket keeper. Remember, he's not a regular wicket keeper. He does that from time to time.
Should be 4. There's no point chasing those because the outfield is very quick and Usama is offering some pace.
Yeah, with Osama's pace, his lines are really important, and that was wide. Allowed Kamran to use the pace. 32 of the last 16 deliveries from Kamran Ghulam. He's found new lease of life and rhythm. Ball seems to be chasing the young Zishan. Sam Amir has gone for 34 of his 4.5 and more. A maximum. It really sounded beautiful off the bat of Rizwan. That will bring us to the close of the halfway stage. It's 136 for 2.
The tall fast bowler Zishan has been brought back into the attack after he went for 22 in his 3 overs, but he got 1 wicket of Faizan. He's going to bowl from that same end, which is our commentary box end. Runs are now coming in very freely, especially from Kamran Ghulam's bat. He mentioned his 61 runs, his last half of that has come in no time.
Ran straight down the middle of the pitch. Kamran Ghulam. Walid Yaqub just moved away from the action pretty quickly. Yeah, Kamran Ghulam has found that rhythm. One of the things that I was listening to you guys earlier, that the batters who get in will have to make it count. And Rizwan also took his time, but now he seems to be finding the middle of the bat. That really hit the sweet spot of the bat, and it went and went and landed in the crowd.
He's been a little wayward in terms of his length. He's young, he's trying different things. So, yeah. There we are, the first Pakistan's purpose-built tourist city. Something to look out for. You and your families and people in big numbers can be a part of it. Something that is a huge necessity and something that feels big and great.
Looking for 2 was Kamran Ghulam, not there. These 2 are very short and quick between the wickets. We're talking about Kamran Ghulam's resurgence in this innings, the later half of his innings. He's really found the boundaries with ease, and Rizwan having hit that last boundary, Shadab really felt the need to change the pace. That's why he brought the tall fast bowler in. Very interesting to see young Zishan. He's very talented. This is a big stage for him.
He's bowling the middle leg line, so it's just once again, nicely worked away. Both the batters are finding it easy, closing the face of the bat. All the deliveries in this over gone for those singles on the onside. I mean, that is the time when you start becoming a touch predictable as a bowler. He's got Shadab captain and Ahmad to his right and left to give him a bit of advice at the top of his mark. Should be a wide. Oh no, it isn't. That surprised everyone, including the batter.
Everyone indeed. I make this point that it's a huge test. We all know Zishan is very talented, but it'll be a test of his character and temperament in front of this big crowd and against some big names. Well, height, line, everything was going against Zishan. Umpire Wali thought otherwise.
Kamran will keep strike. It's 141 for 2.
यार अहमद पानी देना थोड़ा
Crowd has steadily built. I'm pretty sure when the lights are on, this ground will be absolutely full. Still almost half full. Huge crowds to the right of us. Faisalabad has never disappointed when it comes to attendances at cricket ground. This iconic venue at Iqbal Stadium. Seen plenty of history over the years.
Shadab now has changed ends. He's taken that side far end from Osama Mir. He's into his third now.
Always had a feeling that far end is better for spinners, although Osama went for plenty.
Asking for 2. And pushing it and completing it nicely. 70 meters the boundary. All rounds. The big boundaries can always easily squeeze a single on the throw.
That's Azan Awais. Poor effort in the deep from the youngster. The throw was lifeless and very inaccurate. Kamran Ghulam, very steady performer at the domestic level, be it with the red ball or in 50 overs in particular. Reached his 50 in a flurry earlier on, studded with strokes all around the wicket. Pretty good against spin generally.
Yeah, that's a bit of a slog, isn't it? Against the spin, playing it to square leg. Just a single.
He's looked better when he's attempted to go down the wicket and hit straight down the ground. Probably that was a premeditated stroke because it was flighted up by Shadab. Seeing yourself on big screen always get people excited. No different here in Faisalabad. Despite the heat of the afternoon, they've turned up. Some good action so far, Sikandar. I'll just put it to you. What do you make of action so far? We're into the 27th over. Mid-on has been brought up in the ring for Rizwan. There's a straight deep mid-wicket and there is a square leg.
It's looking very busy. Both Rizwan and Kamran Ghulam move a lot inside the box, looking to create gaps, a lot of body movement, angled bats. End of another over, 27 bowled, 145 for 2.
Good partnership between two similar players in stature. Kamran Ghulam has looked in more fluent form than Rizwan. Said Kamran Ghulam formidable off the back foot in particular. Was quick to punish anything. Slight miscue, but still went through with the shot. That happened a couple of occasions in his innings. Tall limbs, tall hands, and Zishan grabs that ball. Almost caught Rizwan off his guard. You know, if you remember Sikandar, you remember similar incident, a famous West Indian fast bowler. Anderson Cummins, I think it was. He got Asif Mujtaba in one of the games, but this is Kamran Ghulam exploring all parts of Iqbal Stadium, Faisalabad, at his best when he was looking to go downtown. Equally good off the back foot, using the depth of the crease. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Basir Khan sprawling himself. Excellent anticipation. That's a key area, backward point. You have to be very agile and you have to concentrate every single delivery. Setting a good example for some of the other youngsters in the team.
Good fielding there from Abasir. Shadows are lengthening here at the Iqbal Stadium. Still the lights aren't on yet. You just hardly see the shadow anymore. The sunlight is hiding behind those shorter stands. And it does get a bit hazy as well. Usually you decide at the start of the tournament that what is that key time when you'll start switching those lights on. I wonder what the call is. But by 5 o'clock you do see those bulbs coming up.
It has already started to get hazy, Sikandar, like you mentioned. Talking about the light, you see there is no more shadows. And also, it'll be difficult to keep the same timing every day because the sunlight hours are reducing as we head into the winter. Don't feel it like that at the moment. If you are here in Faisalabad, it's pretty hot and humid. But such is the case in September and October. The daylight hours come down pretty quickly. It would be pretty close to a scheduled close of play for a regular test match day, just after 5 here in Faisalabad. This was dug in deep, and it is very high for Kamran, and given a side this time by Waleed Yaqub.
Yeah, this one surely is on. Last time, what you can say is that Aleem Dar was very sure. It wasn't wide because Kamran had ducked a little bit. Yes, you can say that the umpire, looking at it straight on, didn't feel it was going down the leg. This was surely a clear call, straight away from the square leg. Umpire, Aleem Dar, it's a wide. Oh, he just gives the charge. Completely misses. It's one of those eyes wide shut kind of shot. You made up your mind that you're going to go after him. Now, he's actually shadow practiced what he should have played over extra, but he was aiming